Imagine, if you will, a world draped in the hushed stillness of a medieval winter. The air, thick with the scent of wood smoke and damp earth, carries a biting chill that seeps into your very bones. Picture a small, dimly lit cottage, its stone walls exuding a persistent dampness. This is the reality of a peasant's life in the harsh embrace of winter, a time when survival demanded ingenuity and resilience far beyond anything we experience today. We'll embark on a journey, a gentle exploration of the challenges faced by these resourceful individuals and the remarkable strategies they employed to navigate the long, unforgiving months. We will delve into the intricacies of their lives, uncovering a tapestry woven with threads of both hardship and remarkable adaptability. Prepare to be transported to a time when the very act of staying alive required a level of resourcefulness and community spirit rarely seen in our modern world. Tonight, we'll uncover 25 different ways in which medieval peasants cleverly battled the relentless onslaught of winter. We'll discover the meticulous planning that went into ensuring a sufficient food supply, the ingenious methods used to keep warm in drafty homes, and the remarkable social structures that provided support in times of hardship. We'll explore the subtle nuances of their lives, from the careful tending of their animals to the intricate processes involved in preserving food for the lean months ahead. We'll begin with the meticulous preparation that commenced long before the first snowflakes fell. Imagine the diligent gathering of firewood, the careful storing of harvested crops, the meticulous repair of homes and tools, all undertaken with a quiet determination born of necessity. Each act, seemingly small in itself, contributed to the overall strategy of survival, a complex interplay of foresight, resourcefulness, and community cooperation. We'll examine the ingenious methods they used to preserve their precious food stores. From salting and smoking meats to pickling vegetables and fermenting fruits, these techniques were not merely culinary practices. They were essential survival tools, ensuring that sustenance remained available throughout the long winter months. We'll also uncover the secrets of their ingenious heating systems, often relying on simple yet effective methods like strategically placed fireplaces and efficient insulation techniques using readily available natural materials. Further, we'll discover the importance of community in their struggle for survival. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing food, resources, and labor, creating a strong network of support that proved invaluable during the harsh winter months. Their survival was not a solitary endeavor. It was a collective effort, a testament to the power of human connection and mutual aid in the face of adversity. We'll explore the ways in which they adapted their clothing and shelter to withstand the extreme cold. From layering garments made from readily available materials to constructing sturdy, well-insulated homes, their approach was a testament to their practical knowledge and ingenuity. We'll uncover the intricate details of their everyday lives, from the routines of their daily work to the traditions and customs that sustained their spirits throughout the long winter months. We will see how they made the most of the limited resources available to them, showcasing their astonishing adaptability and resilience. The journey will be a slow, deliberate one, allowing the details to unfold gradually, painting a vivid picture of medieval peasant life and showcasing the intricate web of survival strategies they employed. Each aspect will be explored with a gentle, descriptive touch, transporting you to a time where the struggle for survival was a daily reality, yet where ingenuity and community spirit shone brightest. So, settle in, relax, and let the story unfold. Let us begin our exploration of the remarkable resilience of the medieval peasant in winter. Now, let's turn our attention to the ingenious layering of clothing, a crucial aspect of surviving the biting cold of a medieval winter. Unlike our modern approach of relying on a single, bulky garment, medieval peasants understood the remarkable properties of layering thin wool fabrics. This wasn't merely a matter of fashion. It was a sophisticated understanding of thermodynamics, a practical application of knowledge honed over generations. Imagine the feeling of slipping into several layers of finely spun wool, each layer gently warming the skin. The key to this effective system lies in the ability of multiple thin layers to trap air more effectively than a single thick garment. This trapped air acts as an insulator, creating a protective barrier against the relentless chill of the winter winds. Each layer of wool, however thin, contributes to this insulating effect, creating a microclimate of warmth around the body. The wool itself, a natural fiber, possesses exceptional insulating properties. Its intricate structure, composed of countless tiny scales, traps air within its fibers, creating a natural barrier against the cold. This inherent quality made it the perfect material for clothing designed to withstand the harsh conditions of a medieval winter. The peasant's wardrobe wasn't a collection of extravagant garments, but rather a carefully assembled ensemble of functional clothing, each piece serving a specific purpose in the overall system of warmth. The innermost layer was often a simple linen undershirt, providing a soft, breathable base against the skin. Over this, several layers of wool garments would be worn. These wool garments varied in their construction and purpose. A simple tunic, often made from coarse wool, provided a foundational layer of warmth. Over this, a heavier wool shirt, perhaps woven from finer yarn, would add further insulation. Depending on the severity of the weather, additional layers might be added, including a long wool coat or cloak. The construction of these garments was a testament to the skill and resourcefulness of the medieval peasant. Woven from hand-spun yarn, using techniques passed down through generations, these clothes were durable and functional, designed to withstand the rigors of daily life. The seams were carefully stitched, ensuring that no drafts could penetrate the layers of protection. Often, these garments were mended and repaired countless times, their longevity a testament to both the quality of the workmanship and the value placed on preserving these essential items. Consider the intricate details of these garments. The sleeves, often long and loose, could be pulled over the hands for additional warmth. The necklines, sometimes high and closed, provided protection from the wind and cold. The length of the garments, often reaching the ankles, provided further coverage, ensuring that no part of the body was exposed to the elements. The use of different weights of wool was also crucial. Lighter wool garments were worn during milder days, while heavier, coarser wool was reserved for the coldest periods of winter. This adaptability, this ability to adjust to the changing conditions, was a key element in their survival strategy. Beyond the practical considerations, the layering of clothing also served a psychological purpose. The act of carefully donning each layer, of feeling the warmth of the wool against the skin, provided a sense of comfort and security in the face of the harsh winter. It was a ritual, a daily affirmation of their resilience and their ability to withstand the challenges of the season. The layering of wool garments, therefore, was not simply a matter of staying warm. It was a complex interplay of practical knowledge, skilled craftsmanship, and a deep understanding of the natural world. It was a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the medieval peasant, a vital component in their strategy for surviving the long, harsh winter. And as we move forward in our exploration, we will continue to uncover more of these remarkable strategies. Now, let us delve into the world of furs, another vital component in the medieval peasant's arsenal against the winter's relentless chill. Fur, with its inherent insulating properties, provided an extra layer of warmth that wool alone could not match, particularly in the extremities. The acquisition of fur, however, wasn't a simple matter of purchasing from a store. It involved a direct engagement with the natural world, a delicate balance between hunting, trapping, and in some cases, animal husbandry. Imagine the crisp winter air, the breath misting in the cold, as a peasant sets out on a trapping expedition. The traps, meticulously crafted from wood and sinew, were strategically placed near likely animal trails, a testament to the peasants' intimate knowledge of the local wildlife and their habits. The success of these hunts wasn't guaranteed. It demanded patience, skill, and a deep understanding of the natural world. The animals targeted for their fur varied, depending on the region and availability. Rabbits, with their soft, warm fur, were a common target. Their pelts, carefully skinned and prepared, were ideal for lining garments and creating warm inner layers. Squirrels, foxes, and even wolves, depending on the location and the hunter's skill, provided fur of varying qualities, each offering a different level of warmth and protection. The process of preparing the furs was laborious and time-consuming. The pelts had to be carefully cleaned, scraped, and tanned to preserve them from decay. These techniques, passed down through generations, were essential to ensuring the longevity and effectiveness of the fur garments. The tanning process, involving various natural substances, helped to soften the fur and render it more durable, ensuring that it would withstand the rigors of daily wear. Once prepared, the furs were incorporated into the peasants' clothing in various ways. Hats, often crafted from rabbit or fox fur, provided crucial protection for the head, a particularly vulnerable area during the cold winter months. The warmth provided by these fur hats was invaluable, shielding the head from the biting winds and the plummeting temperatures. The construction of these hats was often simple yet effective, utilizing basic stitching techniques and often incorporating ear flaps for added protection. Gloves, crafted from similar materials, were equally important, protecting the hands from frostbite and allowing for continued dexterity in the cold. The dexterity afforded by these gloves was essential, enabling the continued performance of tasks even in the most frigid conditions. The careful tailoring of these gloves ensured a snug fit, maximizing their insulating properties and minimizing the exposure of the hands to the elements. But the use of fur wasn't limited to hats and gloves. Many garments were lined with fur, providing an extra layer of insulation against the cold. Coats, tunics, and even trousers could be lined with fur, enhancing their warmth and making them more suitable for the harshest winter conditions. This lining, often made from softer furs such as rabbit or lamb, added a luxurious feel against the skin, providing both warmth and comfort. In some cases, entire garments were constructed entirely from fur. Fur cloaks, for example, provided exceptional warmth and protection against the elements. These cloaks, often made from the pelts of larger animals, were highly valued and were a symbol of both practicality and status within the peasant community. The importance of fur in the medieval peasants' winter survival strategy cannot be overstated. It represented a direct engagement with the natural world, a skill in hunting and trapping, and a sophisticated understanding of material properties. The careful preparation and incorporation of fur into clothing ensured a level of warmth and protection that was vital for survival during the harsh winter months. As we continue our journey, we will explore other ingenious strategies employed by these resilient people. The story of fur, however, serves as a powerful reminder of the intimate relationship between humans and nature in medieval times, a relationship that was essential for survival. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the snow-dusted landscape, the medieval peasant prepares for the night. The cold seeps into the very bones, a constant reminder of the harsh realities of winter. But within the humble dwelling, a simple yet effective solution awaits: the straw mattress. This seemingly unassuming bed offered crucial insulation against the chilling stone floors, a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the medieval peasant. The creation of a straw mattress was a communal effort, often involving the entire family. The straw, harvested during the summer months, was carefully stored in a dry place, protected from dampness and pests. The selection of straw was crucial. Thicker, coarser stalks provided better insulation than finer varieties. The process began with the careful sorting and cleaning of the straw, removing any impurities, such as seeds, weeds, or other debris. This meticulous preparation was essential for comfort and hygiene, minimizing the risk of irritation or infestation. Once cleaned, the straw was carefully layered, creating a thick, resilient mattress. The layering technique was crucial. It ensured even distribution of the straw, maximizing its insulating properties. Multiple layers were often used, creating a thick, insulating barrier between the sleeper and the cold stone floor. The layers were not merely piled haphazardly. Rather, they were carefully arranged, interweaving the stalks to create a cohesive and supportive structure. The size and shape of the mattress varied, depending on the size of the bed and the number of occupants. It wasn't uncommon for an entire family to share a single mattress, huddled together for warmth and companionship. This shared warmth wasn't simply a matter of comfort. It was a vital survival strategy, particularly during the coldest nights. The construction of the straw mattress was not a one-time event. It required regular maintenance to ensure its longevity and effectiveness. The straw, being a natural material, was susceptible to compression and decay. Regular fluffing and rearrangement of the straw helped to maintain its loft and insulating properties. This was a simple but essential task, performed frequently to ensure continued comfort and warmth. Over time, the straw would inevitably degrade, requiring occasional replacement or supplementation. The old, worn-out straw was often used for other purposes, such as composting or animal bedding, minimizing waste and promoting sustainability. New straw was then added to replenish the mattress, maintaining its thickness and insulating capabilities. While straw formed the backbone of the peasant's mattress, other materials were incorporated if available. Dried leaves, collected in autumn, could be layered with the straw, adding extra insulation and softness. These leaves, carefully dried and stored, provided a natural and readily available supplementary material. Their addition not only improved the mattress's insulating properties, but also enhanced its comfort. In some cases, animal hides or wool scraps were used to cover the straw mattress, adding another layer of insulation and protection. These coverings helped to prevent the straw from escaping and provided a cleaner, more comfortable sleeping surface. The use of these materials demonstrated a resourcefulness and a desire to maximize the available resources. The humble straw mattress was more than just a bed. It was a symbol of resilience, resourcefulness, and community. It was a testament to the ability of the medieval peasant to create comfort and warmth from seemingly simple materials. It was a crucial element in their survival strategy, providing essential insulation against the harsh winter cold. The process of its creation, maintenance, and eventual replacement highlights the cyclical nature of life in medieval times, a constant adaptation and interaction with the natural world. As we continue our exploration of medieval peasant life, remember this simple yet vital element of their existence, a testament to their strength and their ingenuity in the face of adversity. The warmth of the straw mattress, however simple, offered a crucial respite from the harsh realities of winter, a quiet sanctuary in the cold. The very act of preparing and maintaining it represented a small victory against the relentless forces of nature, a symbol of hope and resilience in the face of winter's enduring grip. The chill wind whispers through the cracks in the timber walls, a constant reminder of the relentless winter. Inside, the flickering candlelight dances on the faces of a family huddled together, sharing the warmth of a meager fire. But even within the confines of their humble home, the cold remains a persistent threat. Against this relentless assault of winter's icy grip, the medieval peasant had a powerful ally: resourcefulness. And nowhere was this resourcefulness more evident than in the meticulous repurposing of clothing. Clothing, in medieval times, was a precious commodity, often painstakingly crafted from wool, linen, or animal hides. To waste even a scrap of fabric would have been unthinkable. Every thread held the potential for warmth, protection, and survival. Old clothes, worn thin and patched countless times, were far from discarded. Instead, they embarked on a second life, their fibers repurposed to stave off the relentless cold. The art of patching was a skill honed over generations. Small tears and holes, the inevitable result of daily labor and the harsh elements, were meticulously repaired. These repairs were not merely functional. They were often works of art, with patches of contrasting colors and textures adding a unique character to each garment. The patches, often cut from scraps of older fabrics, were carefully sewn into place, strengthening the garment and extending its life. Each patch told a story, a testament to the wearer's resilience and resourcefulness. Beyond simple patching, old clothes were often layered to maximize their insulating properties. A thin, worn linen shirt might be worn beneath a heavier wool tunic, trapping air between the layers and creating a more effective barrier against the cold. This layering technique, a sophisticated understanding of thermal insulation, was crucial in mitigating the effects of winter's icy grip. The peasant, through experience and observation, understood the power of trapped air in retaining body heat. The scraps of fabric, too small for patching, were not discarded. Instead, they were carefully collected and repurposed. These small pieces, often remnants of larger garments, were used to create extra layers of insulation and bedding. They might be sewn together to create a patchwork quilt, offering an additional layer of warmth against the cold stone floor. Or they could be stuffed into gaps in the walls or windows, creating makeshift insulation against drafts. Every scrap was valued, every fiber considered, reflecting the peasant's understanding of the preciousness of resources. The ingenuity of the medieval peasant extended beyond the home. Small fabric scraps were often incorporated into footwear, providing extra padding and insulation against the cold, damp ground. These scraps, sewn into existing footwear, prevented the cold and moisture from penetrating. The peasant's feet, often exposed to the elements, were protected by this resourceful layering. Even discarded garments found a new purpose. Old wool tunics, worn beyond repair, were often unraveled and the fibers used to create new yarn. This yarn, then, could be used to knit or weave new garments, extending the life of the original material. This circularity, this constant recycling and repurposing highlights the sustainable nature of medieval peasant life. Waste was minimal. Every resource was carefully considered and utilized to the fullest extent. The repurposing of clothing was not merely a practical necessity. It was a reflection of the values and resilience of medieval peasants. It was a testament to their ability to make the most of scarce resources, their ingenuity in the face of hardship, and their deep understanding of the importance of conservation. The patched garments, the layered clothing, the carefully repurposed scraps, these were not merely symbols of poverty. They were emblems of resourcefulness, sustainability, and the enduring human spirit. As the winter winds howl outside, the warmth of these repurposed clothes offered not just physical comfort, but also a sense of security and resilience, a silent testament to the ingenuity and determination of the medieval peasant. Each stitch, each patch, each carefully layered garment spoke of a deep connection to the materials at hand, a profound understanding of the necessity of conservation, and an unwavering resolve to overcome the challenges of a harsh and unforgiving winter. The careful mending and repurposing of clothing is a stark reminder of the value of resourcefulness and the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The wind howls a mournful song, rattling the windows of the humble cottage. Inside, a fire crackles merrily, casting dancing shadows on the walls. But even with the warmth of the hearth, a sense of vulnerability lingers. The cold seeps in, a constant reminder of the winter's relentless grip. Yet, the occupants of this cottage, nestled securely within their thatched roof, are largely protected from the worst of the elements. The thatched roof, a marvel of medieval engineering, stands as a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the peasant community. The construction of a thatched roof was a communal effort, a testament to the cooperative spirit that permeated medieval peasant life. The process began with the harvesting of the thatch, typically long-stemmed rye, wheat, barley, or reeds, depending on the region and availability. This harvest wasn't a solitary undertaking. It was a shared task, with neighbors lending a hand to ensure that each family had sufficient material to weather the coming winter. The air would have been filled with the rhythmic sounds of scythes and the camaraderie of shared labor, a harmonious symphony of preparation against the looming cold. Once harvested, the thatch was carefully dried and prepared. This was a crucial step, ensuring the durability and longevity of a roof. Improperly dried thatch would be prone to rot and infestation, rendering it useless and potentially hazardous. The peasants, through generations of experience, had mastered the art of drying the thatch to the perfect consistency, ensuring both its insulation properties and its resistance to decay. This meticulous preparation reflected a deep understanding of the materials and their properties, a testament to the practical knowledge passed down through generations. The actual thatching process was a skilled craft, requiring patience, precision, and a keen eye for detail. The thatch was carefully layered, each layer overlapping the previous one to create a dense, waterproof barrier. This layering wasn't haphazard. It was a deliberate process, ensuring that the roof would withstand the relentless onslaught of wind, rain, and snow. The thickness of the thatch varied, depending on the severity of the climate, with thicker thatches used in areas with harsher winters. This adaptable approach showcased the peasants' ability to adjust their building techniques to suit their specific environmental conditions. The thatch itself was more than just a protective layer. It was a natural insulator, trapping air within its dense layers. This trapped air acted as a buffer against the cold, reducing heat loss from the interior of the cottage. The thatch's insulating properties were further enhanced by the natural materials used in its construction. The long stems of rye, wheat, barley, or reeds, with their hollow interiors, trapped air effectively, creating a thermal barrier against the frigid winter temperatures. This natural insulation played a crucial role in maintaining a habitable temperature inside the cottage, even in the coldest months. Beyond its insulation properties, the thatched roof offered other advantages. It was a breathable material, allowing moisture to escape and preventing the buildup of condensation. This breathability was crucial in preventing the growth of mold and mildew, a significant health concern in damp climates. The thatched roof, therefore, was not only a thermal insulator but also a regulator of humidity, contributing to a healthier living environment. Furthermore, the thatched roof provided a natural soundproofing effect, muffling the sounds of the harsh winter weather. The wind's howl and the rain's drumming were softened, creating a sense of peace and tranquility within the cottage. This sound insulation contributed to a more restful environment, helping the family to sleep soundly despite the stormy conditions outside. The thatched roof wasn't just a shelter. It was a sanctuary, a refuge from the elements. The construction and maintenance of a thatched roof were ongoing processes, reflecting the peasants' commitment to their homes and their resilience in the face of harsh conditions. Regular repairs were necessary, with damaged sections replaced or patched to ensure the roof's continued effectiveness. This constant upkeep was a shared responsibility, a communal effort that reinforced the bonds within the peasant community. The thatched roof, therefore, was more than just a physical structure. It was a symbol of community, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. The thatched roof, a seemingly simple structure, was a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of medieval peasants. It was a product of communal effort, a marvel of natural insulation, and a symbol of resilience in the face of winter's harsh realities. As the wind howls outside, the occupants of the cottage, sheltered beneath their thatched roof, find comfort and security, knowing that their home is a testament to the enduring human spirit. The thatched roof, a symbol of ingenuity and community, stands as a reminder of the resourcefulness and ingenuity of the medieval peasant, their deep understanding of their environment, and their ability to create a haven from the harsh realities of winter. The gentle rustling of the thatch in the wind becomes a comforting lullaby, a gentle reminder of the warmth and security within. The wind whispers secrets through the thatch, a constant reminder of the winter's relentless grip. Inside, the fire's warmth battles the chill, but the walls themselves play a crucial role in maintaining a habitable temperature. These aren't the smooth, solid walls of modern construction. These are timber-framed walls, a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of medieval builders. Imagine, if you will, the rhythmic thud of axes splitting logs, the satisfying creak of wood-joining wood, the quiet murmur of skilled hands shaping the very structure of a home. The construction of these walls began with the careful selection of timber, typically oak, for its strength and durability. The trees themselves were felled with meticulous precision, chosen for their straightness and freedom from knots, ensuring the structural integrity of the wall. This wasn't simply a matter of chopping down any tree. It was a process requiring skill, knowledge, and respect for the natural resources that sustain the community. The felling of each tree was a significant event, a shared responsibility that reinforced the communal bonds within the village. Once felled, the trees were carefully trimmed and shaped into the structural elements of the wall: the vertical posts, the horizontal beams, and the diagonal braces. These timbers were then joined together using a variety of techniques, reflecting the ingenuity of medieval carpentry. Mortise and tenon joints, where a projecting tenon on one piece would fit snugly into a mortise or hole in another, were common, creating strong and stable connections. These joints were carefully crafted, ensuring the structural integrity of the wall. Imagine the quiet precision of the carpenter's work, the steady rhythm of the tools, the careful attention to detail that ensured the strength and stability of the structure. The spaces between the timber frame were then filled with wattle and daub, a mixture of woven twigs or branches, the wattle, and a mud-based plaster, the daub. The wattle provided a framework for the daub, creating a strong and durable infill. The daub, a mixture of clay, straw, animal dung, and water, was carefully applied, creating a smooth, insulating layer. This wasn't just a quick plastering job. It was a meticulous process, with each layer carefully applied and smoothed to create a cohesive and insulating barrier. The mixture itself was a testament to the resourcefulness of the peasants, utilizing readily available materials to create a highly effective insulator. The straw within the daub played a crucial role in enhancing its insulating properties. The hollow stems of the straw trapped air, creating a thermal barrier against the cold. This natural insulation, combined with the thermal mass of the clay, helped to regulate the temperature inside the cottage, preventing excessive heat loss during the winter months. The animal dung, often a source of derision in modern sensibilities, served as a binding agent, helping to hold the mixture together and create a durable, weather-resistant layer. The thickness of the wattle and daub varied depending on the climate and the resources available. In colder regions, thicker layers were used to provide greater insulation. The peasants' understanding of thermal properties, though not expressed in scientific terms, was evident in their construction techniques. They understood the importance of layering, the role of trapped air, and the thermal mass of the materials they used. Their knowledge was a product of generations of experience, passed down through families and communities. The timber frame itself, with its sturdy joints and strong timbers, provided a robust structural framework, protecting the wattle and daub from the elements. The timber, carefully selected and precisely joined, ensured the overall stability of the wall, resisting the pressures of wind and snow. The combination of timber frame and wattle and daub created a wall that was both strong and well-insulated, a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of medieval construction. The construction of the timber-framed walls wasn't a solitary endeavor. It was a communal effort, reflecting the cooperative spirit of the medieval peasant community. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing skills and resources to ensure that each family had a warm and safe home for the winter. The construction of these walls was a shared experience, a testament to the strength of community and the importance of mutual support. The rhythmic thud of axes, the satisfying creak of wood, and the quiet murmur of many hands working together created a harmonious symphony of preparation for the winter's arrival. The slow, deliberate construction of these walls, with their meticulously crafted joints and carefully applied wattle and daub, stands as a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of medieval peasants. The walls themselves, a blend of timber and earth, become a symbol of community, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. As the wind howls outside, the occupants of the cottage, sheltered within their timber-framed walls, find comfort and security. The gentle crackling of the fire becomes a comforting counterpoint to the wind's song, a reminder of the warmth and shelter provided by the ingenuity of their ancestors. The warmth within is a testament to the skill and collaboration that went into creating this humble yet resilient dwelling, a haven from the cold and a symbol of the enduring human spirit. The wind howls a mournful song, rattling the timbers of the cottage, a constant reminder of the winter's relentless grip. Yet, within these humble walls, a different kind of song unfolds, the quiet hum of warmth and resilience. This warmth wasn't solely a product of the fire's embrace. It was also born from the ingenious use of simple, readily available materials, mud and thatch. These humble substances, often overlooked in modern construction, played a vital role in insulating medieval homes against the penetrating cold. Imagine the scene. A late autumn day, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The villagers gather, not for a festival, but for a crucial task, preparing the mud for insulation. This wasn't a simple matter of scooping up mud from any old puddle. It was a process requiring skill and knowledge, passed down through generations. The right kind of clay was essential. Not too sandy, not too rocky, a perfect balance of texture and consistency. The women, their hands chapped and rough from years of toil, mixed the clay with water, creating a smooth, pliable mixture. Straw, meticulously harvested and carefully dried, is added to the mix, binding the clay and adding to its insulating properties. This mud, far from being a mere filler, was a carefully crafted insulator. The straw, with its countless tiny air pockets, trapped warmth, preventing its escape into the frigid night air. The clay, a natural thermal mass, absorbed heat from the fire during the day and slowly released it at night, creating a more stable and comfortable indoor temperature. This wasn't just a matter of chance. It was a subtle understanding of thermal properties, learned through generations of trial and error. The villagers, without the benefit of modern science, possessed an intuitive grasp of how materials interacted with heat and cold. This mud mixture was meticulously applied to fill gaps and cracks in the timber-framed walls. Every crevice, every imperfection was carefully filled, creating a continuous barrier against drafts. The mud wasn't simply plastered on. It was carefully smoothed and packed, ensuring an airtight seal. The process was slow and laborious, but the results were worth the effort. A warm, draft-free home was a matter of survival during the long, harsh winter months. The thatch roof, a marvel of ingenuity in itself, also benefited from the use of mud. The thatch, a thick layer of long straw, provided excellent insulation, but it also required careful maintenance. Mud was used to seal the thatch, preventing the wind and rain from penetrating and keeping the straw in place. This wasn't a simple coating. It was a careful layering, a process that required skill and patience. The mud was applied in thin layers, allowing it to dry between applications, creating a durable and weather-resistant seal. But the mud's role extended beyond simple sealing. It served as a binder, holding the thatch together, strengthening the roof structure, and preventing the thatch from being blown away by strong winds. The thatch itself, a carefully woven layer of straw, trapped air, creating a thermal barrier against the cold. The combination of thatch and mud created a roof that was both well-insulated and remarkably durable. It was a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of medieval builders, who used readily available materials to create a structure that could withstand the harsh conditions of a medieval winter. The process of mudding and thatching wasn't a solitary task. It was a communal undertaking. Neighbors helped neighbors, sharing skills and resources. The rhythmic application of the mud, the careful placement of the thatch, became a shared rhythm, a communal song of preparation for the long winter ahead. The laughter and conversation that accompanied the work created a warm atmosphere, a counterpoint to the biting chill of the approaching winter. The mud and thatch weren't just construction materials. They were symbols of community, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. They represented the ingenuity and resourcefulness of medieval peasants, their ability to utilize readily available materials to create comfort and warmth in the face of adversity. Their understanding of thermal properties, though expressed in a language different from modern science, was remarkably effective. They understood the importance of layering, the role of air pockets, and the thermal mass of natural materials. This knowledge, passed down through generations, ensured the survival of communities throughout the long, harsh winters. As the fire crackles merrily within, its warmth spreading through the mud and thatch insulated cottage, it's easy to appreciate the ingeniousness of these simple materials and the communal effort that brought warmth and shelter to the medieval peasant. The quiet hum of comfort within these walls speaks volumes of human resilience and ingenuity, a testament to the enduring human spirit's ability to adapt and overcome challenges using the simplest of means. The winter winds may howl outside, but within, a quiet, comforting warmth prevails, a testament to the enduring legacy of mud and thatch. As the days grow shorter and the winter's icy breath sweeps across the land, the medieval peasant seeks refuge not only within the walls of their cottage, but also beneath the earth itself. For in the depths of the cold season, the earth becomes a sanctuary, a refuge from the biting winds and the penetrating frost. This sanctuary takes the form of the underground home, a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of those who lived in harmony with the land. Imagine descending a narrow, winding staircase, carved into the earth itself, the air growing cooler, damper, as you go deeper. The scent of earth and damp stone fills your nostrils, a comforting aroma that speaks of stability and safety. At the bottom of the stairs, you find yourself in a world apart, a world of cool, constant temperature, a world untouched by the extremes of the winter above. This is the underground home, or cellar, a vital component of medieval peasant life, particularly during the harsh winter months. These weren't elaborate, subterranean palaces. They were simple, functional spaces, often dug into hillsides or carved into the earth beneath existing structures. The construction was a testament to human ingenuity, a blend of practical knowledge and sheer hard work. The earth itself provided the primary building material, with stone and timber used to reinforce the walls and create a more habitable space. The entrance, often a narrow, winding staircase, served as a buffer against drafts, helping to maintain a relatively stable temperature within. The construction of an underground home was a communal effort, a testament to the strength of the medieval village. Neighbors would assist each other, sharing the labor and the expertise required to dig, reinforce, and shape the earth into a habitable space. The process was slow and painstaking, requiring careful planning and execution to ensure the structure's stability and safety. But the rewards were significant, providing a refuge from the harsh winter weather and a more stable environment for the long months ahead. The benefits of these underground dwellings were numerous. The earth itself acted as a natural insulator, maintaining a relatively constant temperature throughout the year. While not eliminating the need for a fire, the underground home significantly reduced the fluctuations in temperature, creating a more stable and comfortable living environment. During the day, the earth absorbed the sun's warmth, releasing it slowly at night, creating a gentle, consistent heat. This thermal mass effect, though not formally understood at the time, was a crucial factor in maintaining warmth and reducing the energy needed for heating. The underground home also offered protection from the elements. The earth shielded the inhabitants from the biting winds, the driving rain, and the penetrating frost. This was especially important in times of severe weather, providing a safe haven from the storms that raged above. The relative stability of the temperature and the protection from the elements made the underground home a valuable asset during the long winter months. Beyond the practical benefits, the underground home also had a psychological impact. It offered a sense of security, a feeling of being protected from the harsh realities of the outside world. The constant temperature, the relative darkness, and the quiet hum of the earth created a sense of calm and peace, a much-needed respite from the stresses of daily life. It was a place of refuge, a sanctuary from the storms both outside and within. Moreover, the underground home served multiple purposes. It often functioned as a storage space for food and other essential supplies, keeping them cool and protected from the elements. The constant temperature and humidity made it ideal for preserving food, extending its shelf life and ensuring the community's survival through the winter months. This dual function as both living space and storage emphasized the resourcefulness and efficiency of medieval peasant life. The creation and use of underground homes demonstrate the profound connection between medieval peasants and their environment. Their understanding of the earth's properties, its ability to regulate temperature and provide shelter, was a crucial element of their survival strategy. The underground home, a seemingly simple structure, represents a deep understanding of nature and a remarkable ability to adapt to the challenging conditions of the medieval winter. It's a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and the enduring relationship between humanity and the natural world, a silent story whispered from the depths of the earth. The cool, comforting embrace of the earth, a haven from the winter's wrath, provided not only physical warmth but also a sense of security and peace, a vital component of survival in a time of hardship. Picture this: the heart of a medieval peasant home, a space not merely for warmth, but for life itself. This is where the hearth fire resides, a carefully considered placement, a testament to the ingenuity and practicality of those who lived centuries ago. It wasn't merely a matter of tossing wood into a random corner. The placement of the hearth fire was a strategic decision, born out of experience and a deep understanding of how to maximize its benefits while minimizing its risks. The hearth, the very center of the home, wasn't a simple fireplace as we might envision it today. It was often a large, open fire pit built into the floor or against a wall, its construction reflecting the materials readily available to the villagers, often stone, clay, and wood. However, its placement wasn't arbitrary. It was carefully considered, a delicate balance between warmth, safety, and efficient smoke management. Consider the positioning relative to the home's structure. The hearth was rarely situated directly in the center of the room, especially in smaller dwellings. Instead, it was often placed strategically against a wall, typically the thickest and most robust wall of the house, often the one facing away from the prevailing winds. This placement offered a double benefit. Firstly, the heat radiating from the hearth would warm the wall, which in turn would act as a massive heat sink, releasing warmth into the room gradually throughout the night. Secondly, it provided a natural chimney effect, using the wall itself to channel the smoke upwards and outwards. The materials used in building the hearth itself also played a crucial role. Stone was the preferred material, due to its heat-resistant properties. The stone would absorb the heat from the fire, acting as a natural reservoir, releasing warmth long after the flames had died down. Often, a clay or mud mixture would be used to plaster the hearth and surrounding walls, further enhancing the insulation and preventing heat loss. The use of these materials demonstrates a profound understanding of thermodynamics, a practical application of knowledge gleaned from generations of experience. The chimney, a relatively late addition to hearth design in many areas, was not always a tall, imposing structure. In some cases, it consisted of a simple, angled flue built into the wall above the hearth, allowing the smoke to escape. The design of the flue was critical. It needed to be wide enough to allow the smoke to rise freely, but narrow enough to maintain an updraft. A poorly designed flue would lead to smoke billowing into the living space, a significant health hazard in a time before sophisticated ventilation systems. Even the fuel used was considered carefully. Different woods burned differently, generating varying amounts of heat and smoke. The choice of fuel would depend on availability and the desired level of heat output. Hardwoods, such as oak, were preferred for their long burn time and intense heat, while softer woods were used for starting fires or when a gentler heat was needed. This careful selection of fuel demonstrates a deep knowledge of the natural world and the properties of various plant materials. Beyond the purely functional aspects, the hearth also held significant social and cultural importance. It was the focal point of the home, a gathering place for the family and the community. Stories were shared, meals were cooked, and the warmth of the fire provided a sense of comfort and security in the long, dark winter nights. The placement of the hearth thus dictated the flow of life within the dwelling, influencing social interactions and reinforcing the importance of community. The placement of the hearth fire, therefore, was far from random. It was the result of generations of accumulated knowledge, a careful consideration of structural integrity, thermodynamics, and social needs. It was a symbol of resourcefulness, a reflection of the ingenuity and resilience of the medieval peasant, and a testament to their harmonious relationship with their environment. The warmth it provided was both literal and metaphorical, a source of physical comfort and a vital element in the social fabric of the medieval village. The strategic placement of the hearth, a seemingly minor detail, was in reality a testament to the depth of human ingenuity and adaptation in the face of harsh environmental challenges. It's a story whispered in the embers, a legacy of warmth and wisdom passed down through the ages. The hearth fire, the lifeblood of the medieval peasant home, brought warmth and light, but also presented a significant challenge: smoke management. Inhaling smoke, day in and day out, was a constant threat, a slow, insidious poison that could lead to respiratory illnesses and other health problems. Therefore, mastering smoke management was not simply a matter of convenience. It was a vital element of survival. Early medieval homes often lacked dedicated chimneys as we understand them today. Smoke escaped through various methods, each reflecting the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the inhabitants. One common approach was to build the hearth directly against a thick wall, positioning it so that the smoke naturally rose and escaped through carefully constructed gaps and crevices in the wall structure. These weren't haphazard holes. They were strategically positioned to create an upward draft, drawing the smoke away from the living space. The materials used in building the walls played a crucial role in smoke management. The use of mud and wattle, a mixture of woven branches and clay, provided a porous yet sturdy wall structure. This material allowed some smoke to seep through, but the design of the hearth and the placement of the openings worked in tandem to create a natural ventilation system that minimized smoke inhalation. This wasn't a sophisticated system in the modern sense, but it was an effective solution, refined over generations of trial and error. Sometimes, a rudimentary chimney was incorporated into the design. This might be a simple, angled flue built into the wall above the hearth, constructed from stone or brick, if available. These early chimneys were often short and wide, relying on a natural draft to carry the smoke upwards. The design was crucial. A poorly designed flue could easily backfire, filling the home with smoke. The angle of the flue, its width, and the height above the hearth were all carefully considered, reflecting an intimate understanding of airflow dynamics, even without the benefit of formal scientific knowledge. In addition to chimneys and wall openings, other smoke management techniques were employed. Dampening materials, such as wet rags or damp earth, could be placed near the fire to absorb some of the smoke. This wasn't a foolproof solution, but it offered a degree of protection, particularly during periods of calm air when the natural draft was weak. These simple methods show a remarkable understanding of basic physics, an intuitive grasp of how to manipulate airflow to improve living conditions. The placement of openings in the roof also played a crucial role. Small, strategically positioned openings, often near the peak of the roof, allowed smoke to escape, drawing it upwards through the natural convection currents created by the heat from the fire. These openings were carefully designed to prevent rain or snow from entering the home while effectively venting the smoke. This nuanced approach showcases the intricate understanding of both building construction and atmospheric physics possessed by medieval peasants. The design of the roof itself also contributed to smoke management. Steeply pitched roofs, often thatched or covered with slate or tiles, facilitated the upward movement of smoke. The design encouraged the smoke to rise and escape, minimizing its concentration within the living space. Even the materials used in the roof, thatch, slate, or tiles, had an impact on how effectively the smoke was drawn away. Thatch, while highly flammable, allowed for a certain degree of porosity, permitting the smoke to escape, while slate or tiles provided a more impermeable barrier. Furthermore, the location of the home within the village also had an impact on smoke management. Homes were often positioned to take advantage of prevailing winds, allowing the smoke to be carried away from the living areas. This demonstrates an understanding of meteorology and environmental factors applied to the practical challenge of everyday living. The community aspect is vital here. The collective knowledge and experience shared within the village contributed to the development and refinement of these smoke management techniques. In conclusion, smoke management in medieval peasant homes was a complex interplay of structural design, material choices, and an intuitive understanding of physics. It wasn't a passive acceptance of smoke inhalation, but an active, ongoing process requiring ingenuity, adaptability, and a deep understanding of the natural world. The methods employed, while seemingly simple, reflect a sophisticated grasp of airflow dynamics and a remarkable capacity to adapt to the challenges of a harsh, smoke-filled environment. The constant battle against smoke was a testament to their tenacity and resilience, a struggle that shaped their homes, their lives, and their enduring legacy. The lingering scent of wood smoke, a constant companion in their homes, serves as a powerful reminder of their resourcefulness and the challenges they overcame. As the chill of the medieval winter tightened its icy grip, the simple act of sleeping became a strategic maneuver in the ongoing battle for survival. For the peasant family, huddled within the confines of their humble dwelling, the warmth of the shared body heat became as vital as the hearth fire itself. Sleeping arrangements were not a matter of personal preference. They were a carefully orchestrated strategy for staying alive through the long, dark nights. Imagine, if you will, a family nestled together in their single-room dwelling. The air, thick with the scent of wood smoke and damp earth, holds a barely perceptible warmth. The family, parents, and children all share the same sleeping space. There is no luxury of individual beds. Instead, they sleep together, their bodies pressed close, a living, breathing source of warmth against the unrelenting chill. The straw-filled mattress, a thin layer of comfort against the cold, earthen floor, offers little insulation. But the communal warmth, the intertwining of bodies, provides a crucial layer of protection. Children, especially, were often nestled closest to their parents, their small bodies seeking the comforting warmth radiating from their parents' larger frames. This wasn't simply a matter of affection. It was a matter of survival. The collective body heat created a microclimate within the family huddle, a small island of warmth in the vast, freezing expanse of the night. The arrangement wasn't haphazard. It was a carefully considered strategy, honed over generations. The adults, with their larger body mass, formed the outer layer of this human shield, protecting the more vulnerable children from the biting cold. The children, nestled in the center, benefited from the combined warmth of their parents and siblings, their small bodies radiating their own precious heat into the shared warmth. This intricate arrangement maximized the efficiency of body heat retention, minimizing heat loss and maximizing survival chances. The clothing worn to sleep also played a significant role. Layers of wool, often the same thick, coarse wool worn throughout the day, provided additional insulation. These were not the soft, luxurious fabrics of the wealthy. These were practical, hard-wearing garments, essential for survival. The layers trapped air, creating pockets of insulation that helped to maintain body heat, making the shared warmth of the family huddle even more effective. The positioning within the sleeping huddle was also strategic. The youngest and most vulnerable children were often positioned closest to the hearth, benefiting from the residual warmth emanating from the dying embers. This was a delicate balance, however, as the proximity to the fire also carried risks. The danger of burns or suffocation from smoke had to be carefully weighed against the imperative of staying warm. The overall experience was far from luxurious. The straw mattress, though offering a small degree of comfort, was far from soft. The proximity to other family members meant limited personal space and frequent bodily contact. The air, thick with the smells of sweat, wool, and wood smoke, was far from fresh. And yet, this seemingly uncomfortable arrangement was essential for survival. The shared warmth, the collective effort to maintain body heat, was a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the medieval peasant family. The concept of personal space, so valued in modern society, was a luxury largely unknown to the medieval peasant family. The close proximity, the constant physical contact, fostered a sense of unity and dependence. It was a stark reminder of their shared vulnerability and their collective reliance on one another for survival. The shared warmth was not only a physical necessity, it was a powerful symbol of family unity and mutual support. The sounds of the night, the crackling of the dying embers, the occasional sigh of a sleeping child, the rustling of the straw mattress, filled the air. These sounds, though seemingly mundane, were the soundtrack to survival. They were the auditory markers of a family's struggle against the elements, a testament to their ability to find warmth, comfort, and safety in the face of adversity. The shared warmth of the family huddle, a simple yet profound act of survival, was a testament to their enduring strength and their remarkable resilience. It was in this shared warmth, this intimate embrace of survival, that the peasant family found strength to face the harsh realities of the medieval winter. The shared body heat, the constant physical contact, wasn't just a way to stay warm. It was a tangible expression of family, a powerful symbol of their resilience in the face of hardship. It was a testament to the profound human capacity for adaptation, a capacity that allowed them to not merely survive, but to endure. The medieval peasants' understanding of warmth extended beyond the confines of their human huddle. It encompassed a symbiotic relationship with their livestock, a practical application of shared body heat that transcended the purely human realm. Animals, particularly livestock like sheep, goats, and even pigs, were not merely sources of food and income. They were integral to the survival strategy of a medieval peasant family during the harsh winter months. Their presence within the dwelling was not a matter of sentimentality, but a calculated decision born of necessity. Imagine the scene: a family huddled together in their small dwelling, the air thick with the scent of wood smoke and animal fur. Nestled amongst the sleeping humans are the animals, their warm bodies adding another layer of insulation against the biting cold. A sheep might be positioned at the foot of the bed, its woolly fleece providing a soft, insulating barrier against the cold earthen floor. A goat, perhaps, will be nestled close to the family, its body heat adding to the collective warmth. Even pigs, often relegated to the outer edges of the sleeping area, provided a surprisingly effective layer of insulation. This wasn't simply a matter of convenience. It was a carefully orchestrated arrangement, a practical application of thermal principles that maximized the efficiency of heat retention within the dwelling. The animals, with their own inherent body heat, acted as living radiators, radiating warmth into the shared sleeping space. Their bodies, covered in thick fur or wool, provided an additional layer of insulation, trapping the heat generated by both the humans and the animals themselves. The positioning of the animals was not arbitrary. Larger animals, like cows or oxen, were often kept in separate stalls or barns, primarily due to their size and the potential risk of accidental injury. Smaller animals, however, were often brought directly into the family dwelling, their close proximity maximizing their contribution to the overall warmth. The animals were integrated into the family's sleeping arrangements, not as pets, but as essential components of their winter survival strategy. The benefits extended beyond simply providing warmth. The animals' presence also offered a degree of protection. Their bodies, acting as a buffer, offered a small measure of insulation against drafts and the cold penetrating through the walls. Their presence also helped to maintain a more stable temperature within the dwelling, minimizing fluctuations and ensuring a more consistent level of warmth throughout the night. The experience, however, was not without its challenges. The close proximity to animals meant a greater exposure to animal waste and parasites. The smells, while not necessarily unpleasant to those accustomed to them, would be jarring to modern sensibilities. The constant presence of animals, their movements, and their occasional sounds meant a disruption to sleep that would be intolerable to many today. Yet, The benefits of shared warmth and added protection outweighed these inconveniences. The animals weren't merely passive participants in this arrangement. They too benefited from the shared warmth. The close proximity to the humans provided them with a degree of protection against the harshest elements of the winter. The collective body heat created a microclimate within the dwelling, providing a more stable and comfortable environment for both humans and animals alike. This symbiotic relationship, a testament to the interconnectedness of life in the medieval period, was a crucial component of winter survival. The presence of animals in the dwelling also served a practical purpose beyond warmth. Many animals provided milk, an important source of nutrition during the winter months. Having them close at hand simplified the process of milking, ensuring a regular supply of this vital food source. Their proximity also facilitated their care, making it easier to monitor their health and well-being. The arrangement was not simply about survival. It was about maximizing resources and ensuring the well-being of both humans and animals. The shared warmth wasn't just a physical phenomenon. It was a symbolic representation of the interconnectedness of life in the medieval village. Humans and animals were not separate entities. They were interwoven, interdependent components of a larger ecosystem, their survival intertwined. The animal's presence in the dwelling wasn't simply a matter of practicality. It was a manifestation of the close, symbiotic relationship that existed between humans and animals in the medieval period. The sounds of the night, the lowing of a cow, the bleating of sheep, the occasional grunt of a pig, intertwined with the human sounds of breathing and sighing, created a unique soundscape, a testament to the shared experience of survival. This wasn't simply a matter of sharing body heat. It was a shared experience, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the medieval peasant family and their ability to forge a harmonious coexistence with the animal kingdom. The shared warmth was a powerful symbol of this coexistence, a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the medieval peasant. The practice of sharing warmth with animals was not simply a matter of survival. It was a testament to the peasants' profound understanding of their environment and their ability to harness the natural world to their advantage. It was a strategy honed over generations, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the medieval peasant, demonstrating their capacity to thrive, not merely survive, in the face of adversity. The shared warmth, a symbol of this ingenuity and adaptability, was a crucial element in the medieval peasants' winter survival strategy, a testament to their close relationship with the natural world. As the icy grip of winter tightened its hold, the medieval peasant community found solace and warmth not only within the confines of their individual homes, but also in the shared spaces of their village or larger household. These communal areas, often centrally located and strategically designed, served as vital hubs for warmth, social interaction, and mutual support during the harshest months of the year. Imagine, if you will, the comforting glow of a large communal hearth, its flames dancing merrily, casting a warm, inviting light upon the assembled villagers. The communal spaces weren't merely functional. They were the heart of the community, the beating pulse of village life during the winter months. These spaces, often located in the larger homes of wealthier peasants or in designated village buildings, provided a sanctuary from the biting winds and freezing temperatures that characterized the medieval winter. The sheer size of these communal spaces amplified the effectiveness of the central hearth, creating a microclimate of warmth that extended to every corner of the room. The design of these communal spaces was carefully considered, reflecting a deep understanding of thermal principles and the importance of efficient heat distribution. The hearth, often positioned centrally, was the focal point, radiating warmth outwards. The walls, typically constructed of thick, insulating materials such as mud and thatch, helped to retain the heat generated by the hearth. The floor, often made of packed earth or stone, provided a solid, stable surface, and strategically placed rugs and animal skins added another layer of insulation. The atmosphere within these communal spaces was far from sterile. The air was thick with the sense of wood smoke, cooking food, and animal hides, a rich tapestry of smells that spoke of life, warmth, and community. The sounds of conversation, laughter, and the crackling of the fire created a comforting ambience, a soothing counterpoint to the harshness of the winter world outside. These communal spaces were not merely shelters from the cold. They were vibrant hubs of social interaction. People gathered here to share stories, news, and experiences, forging bonds of camaraderie and mutual support. The winter nights, often long and dark, were filled with the sounds of laughter, storytelling, and the simple pleasure of human companionship. These gatherings weren't simply social events. They were crucial to maintaining morale and community spirit during the challenging winter months. The practicality of these communal spaces extended beyond warmth and social interaction. They often serve as workshops, where villagers could collaborate on tasks such as repairing tools, mending clothes, or crafting essential items. The shared warmth and light allowed for extended periods of work, maximizing productivity during the limited daylight hours of winter. The communal spaces thus became centers of both social and economic activity, essential to the survival of the peasant community. The shared warmth, however, was not just physical. It was emotional and psychological as well. The act of sharing a common space, a common fire, fostered a sense of belonging and mutual support. In the face of hardship and adversity, the communal spaces provided a sense of security and comfort, reinforcing the bonds of community and strengthening resilience. The shared warmth was a powerful antidote to the isolation and fear that could easily grip individuals during the long, dark winter months. Food preparation was also often centralized in these communal spaces. The large hearths provided ample heat for cooking, making it easier to prepare meals for larger groups of people. Sharing meals in these communal settings strengthened social bonds and fostered a sense of unity and belonging. The communal act of eating together was not merely a practical solution. It was a powerful symbol of community solidarity. The communal spaces weren't static. Their use varied according to the needs of the community. Some nights, they might be filled with lively gatherings, others with quiet moments of reflection and contemplation. The flexibility of these spaces allowed them to adapt to the ever-changing needs of the community, making them an indispensable part of medieval peasant life. The shared warmth, the shared stories, the shared tasks. These were the threads that wove the fabric of community life during the harsh winter months. The presence of children in these communal spaces added another layer to the richness of the atmosphere. Their laughter and playful antics provided a counterpoint to the seriousness of adult conversations, bringing a sense of lightheartedness and joy to the shared space. The children, often bundled in warm clothing, would gather around the hearth, sharing in the warmth and listening to the stories of their elders. The communal spaces were also spaces of learning and skill transmission. Elders would share their knowledge and skills with younger generations, passing down traditions, crafts, and essential survival techniques. These spaces served as living classrooms, where the wisdom of the community was passed down through the generations. This intergenerational exchange was crucial for the survival and continuity of the peasant community. These communal spaces were more than just shelters. They were microcosms of the larger community, reflecting its values, its traditions, and its resilience. The shared warmth was a powerful symbol of this community spirit, a testament to the human capacity for cooperation and mutual support in the face of adversity. The warmth was not just physical. It was a warmth of heart, a feeling of belonging, a shared experience that strengthened the bonds of community and ensured the survival of the medieval peasant. The communal spaces were not simply functional. They were the very essence of community, a testament to the human spirit's ability to find warmth and comfort even in the darkest of winters. The biting winds and freezing temperatures of a medieval winter presented a constant threat to the health and well-being of the peasant population. Exposure to the elements could lead to hypothermia, frostbite, and a range of other life-threatening conditions. Consequently, minimizing time spent outdoors was not merely a matter of comfort. It was a crucial survival strategy. The peasants' daily routines were meticulously structured to achieve this, reflecting a deep understanding of the dangers posed by the winter weather. Imagine the daily life of a medieval peasant during winter, a life carefully choreographed to avoid unnecessary exposure to the elements. The sun, a precious commodity during the short winter days, was a guiding force, dictating the rhythm of the day. Work began at dawn, with tasks prioritized based on their urgency and the amount of time they required outdoors. Essential tasks like collecting firewood and fetching water were often bundled together to minimize trips outside. The peasants' clothing played a vital role in minimizing the impact of cold. Layers of wool, often supplemented with animal skins or furs, provided effective insulation, trapping body heat and protecting against the harsh winds. These garments, meticulously crafted and repaired, were a testament to the peasants' ingenuity and resourcefulness. The careful layering of clothing was not just about warmth. It was a strategic approach to minimizing exposure time. The construction of homes also played a significant role in reducing the need to venture outdoors. The thick mud and thatch walls, coupled with strategically placed hearths, created a microclimate of warmth within the home, minimizing the need for frequent trips outside. The homes were not merely shelters. They were carefully designed microecosystems aimed at maximizing warmth and minimizing exposure to the elements. This included keeping livestock inside during winter, a practice that not only provided warmth but also reduced the need to go outside for animal care. Food preparation was another activity carefully adapted to minimize outdoor exposure. Food preservation techniques, such as salting, smoking, and drying, allowed peasants to store food for extended periods, reducing the frequency of trips to markets or fields. The meticulous planning and preparation of food was not just a matter of sustenance. It was a key element of the overall strategy to minimize time spent outdoors. Even seemingly trivial tasks were carefully planned to minimize outdoor time. For instance, waste disposal was often handled within the home or in designated areas near the house, minimizing exposure to the cold. The peasants' daily routine was a symphony of careful planning and adaptation, a testament to their resilience and their ability to survive in harsh conditions. Every action, every decision was guided by the overriding principle of minimizing time spent outdoors. Social interaction, too, was adapted to minimize outdoor exposure. Communal spaces, often located within larger homes or in designated village buildings, provided a central gathering place for warmth, social interaction, and mutual support. These spaces served as microecosystems of warmth, fostering a sense of community and minimizing the need for individuals to venture out into the cold. The winter evenings were filled with stories, laughter, and the comforting warmth of shared company, all within the safety of the communal space. The peasants' understanding of thermal principles was remarkable. They understood the importance of insulation, the benefits of layered clothing, and the strategic placement of hearths. Their homes, though humble, were marvels of ingenuity, designed to maximize warmth and minimize the need for contact with the harsh winter elements. This awareness extended to every aspect of their daily lives, shaping their routines and their interactions with the environment. Even seemingly mundane tasks, such as tending to livestock, were adapted to minimize outdoor exposure. Animals were often housed within the home or in closely attached structures, reducing the need to venture out into the cold. The careful integration of animals into the home was not merely a matter of convenience. It was a crucial survival strategy. The animals provided warmth, while reducing the need for frequent trips outdoors. The limited daylight hours of winter further emphasized the importance of minimizing outdoor time. The peasant's day was carefully scheduled, maximizing the use of daylight hours and minimizing exposure to the cold, dark nights. This meticulous planning was essential for survival, ensuring that tasks were completed efficiently and effectively, with minimal exposure to the harsh winter conditions. The peasant's life was a testament to their ability to adapt to the challenges of the environment. The limited daylight hours also influenced the peasants' social interactions. Social gatherings were often held indoors, in the warmth of communal spaces or within individual homes. These gatherings were not merely social events. They were essential for maintaining morale and community spirit during the challenging winter months. The shared warmth and companionship provided a much-needed respite from the harshness of the winter environment. The peasants' ability to adapt to the challenges of winter was a testament to their resilience and ingenuity. Their daily routines, meticulously planned and adapted, were a reflection of their deep understanding of the dangers posed by the winter weather. Minimizing outdoor time was not just a matter of comfort. It was a crucial survival strategy that ensured the health and well-being of the peasant community. Their ability to adapt to the harsh conditions of winter demonstrates the remarkable resilience of the human spirit. The medieval peasant survival was a testament to their resourcefulness and their deep understanding of the importance of minimizing time spent outdoors during the brutal winter months. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the snow-covered landscape, the medieval peasants' thoughts turned to warmth and sustenance. The cold seeped into the very bones, a constant reminder of the harsh reality of winter. But within the humble homes, a different kind of warmth was brewing. The warmth of a comforting drink, a vital element in the peasants' struggle against the unforgiving chill. These were not the elaborate concoctions of a modern era. They were simple, earthy drinks, each steeped in tradition and designed to offer both warmth and nourishment. Herbal teas, made from readily available plants, were a staple. Imagine the fragrant steam rising from a simple mug, carrying the scent of chamomile, meadowsweet, or perhaps even the more pungent notes of rosemary or thyme. These were not merely beverages. They were remedies, soothing the aches and pains of the body and offering a moment of respite from the relentless cold. The preparation of these teas was a ritual, a gentle dance between the peasant and the natural world. The herbs, carefully gathered and dried, were steeped in boiling water, their essences slowly infusing the liquid, transforming it into a comforting elixir. The act of preparation was as important as the drink itself, a quiet moment of reflection amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life. Beyond herbal teas, broths played a crucial role in maintaining body temperature. These weren't the delicate broths of a modern kitchen. These were hearty, nourishing concoctions, often made from leftover meats and vegetables, simmered for hours to extract maximum flavor and warmth. The steam from these broths would fill the humble cottages, creating a comforting atmosphere and offering a promise of warmth from the inside out. The ingredients of these broths varied, depending on the season and the availability of ingredients. Root vegetables, such as turnips and carrots, provided essential nutrients and added sweetness to the broth. Leftover meats, often from the previous day's meal, added richness and protein. The broths were not simply food. They were a source of comfort and nourishment, providing essential calories and warmth during the long winter nights. Sometimes, a touch of something stronger was added to these warming drinks. Alcoholic beverages, often home-brewed beers or wines, played a significant role in providing both warmth and calories. These were not the refined drinks of the nobility. They were simple, rustic beverages, but they offered a welcome respite from the cold and a much-needed boost of energy. The consumption of these warm drinks was a social event as much as a survival strategy. Imagine the warmth of the hearth, the flickering candlelight, and the shared laughter of family and friends gathered together, mugs of warm broth or herbal tea in hand. These were moments of connection and community, providing both physical and emotional warmth during the harsh winter months. These drinks weren't just beverages. They were the glue that held the community together. The role of these simple drinks in maintaining body temperature should not be underestimated. They provided essential calories, helping to combat the energy expenditure associated with maintaining core body temperature in freezing conditions. The warmth of the liquid itself helped to raise internal body temperature, providing a welcome relief from the biting cold. The drinks were not merely a source of hydration. They were a crucial element in the peasant's strategy for surviving the winter. The consumption of warm drinks was not just a practical necessity. It was also a source of comfort and ritual. The preparation and sharing of these drinks were integral parts of daily life, strengthening bonds between family and community. In the cold, dark days of winter, these simple beverages were much more than just a source of warmth. They were a source of hope and resilience. Their importance in the peasant survival strategy goes beyond mere sustenance. They represent a fundamental aspect of their ability to adapt and thrive in challenging circumstances. The humble mug of warm broth or herbal tea symbolizes the resilience and ingenuity of the medieval peasant, their ability to find comfort and warmth in the simplest of things. These everyday acts of survival showcase a profound connection to the natural world and a deep understanding of the body's needs. The warmth of these drinks wasn't just physical. It was a warmth that nourished the spirit and sustained the community through the long, harsh winter. As the shadows lengthened and the chill of the winter night deepened, the medieval peasant's world slowed to a rhythm dictated by the relentless cold. The sun, a distant memory, left behind an ever-present darkness, a reminder of the energy needed simply to survive. And so, a crucial element of their winter strategy emerged: the early bedtime. It wasn't a matter of laziness or a lack of things to do. It was a calculated decision, a conscious choice born from the stark realities of their existence. The long nights, stretching seemingly endlessly, demanded a careful rationing of energy. Staying awake longer meant expending precious calories desperately needed to maintain body temperature and fight off the ever-present threat of hypothermia. Sleep, therefore, wasn't merely a respite. It was a survival mechanism. Imagine the scene. The sun has long since set, painting the sky with shades of deep indigo and bruised purple. The air inside the humble cottage is thick with the scent of wood smoke and simmering stew, a comforting aroma that offers a temporary reprieve from the biting cold that presses against the walls. The family, huddled close together for warmth, begins to wind down. The day's work, arduous and demanding, is finally complete. The embers in the hearth glow warmly, casting flickering shadows that dance across the rough-hewn walls. The preparations for sleep are simple, yet deliberate. Layers of clothing, accumulated throughout the day, are carefully arranged to maximize insulation. The straw mattress, though far from luxurious, provides a surprisingly comfortable bed, its natural fibers trapping body heat effectively. The family settles in, their bodies pressed together, sharing warmth in a silent, unspoken agreement. A final, warm drink, perhaps a mug of herbal tea or a diluted broth, is consumed, providing a final boost of warmth and energy before sleep. Children, naturally more susceptible to the cold, are nestled close to their parents, their small bodies seeking the warmth of their elders. The adults, too, huddle together, creating a human cocoon that conserves body heat. This wasn't merely a matter of comfort. It was a survival strategy. The collective body heat generated by the family huddled together significantly increased their chances of surviving the night. The transition into sleep is gradual, a slow descent into unconsciousness, punctuated by the occasional crackling of the fire and the gentle sigh of the wind outside. Sleep wasn't merely a period of rest. It was a time of restoration, a chance for the body to recover from the day's exertions and prepare for the next. In the stillness of the night, the rhythm of their breathing becomes a gentle lullaby, a soothing counterpoint to the howling wind and the creaking of the old house. The early bedtime wasn't a sign of a simple, unhurried life. It was a necessity, a survival tactic as crucial as the layers of clothing or the carefully constructed home. It was a conscious decision to conserve energy, to reduce the body's work in maintaining a safe temperature. Every hour of sleep was a victory against the relentless cold, a step closer to the dawn and the promise of a new day. The darkness outside wasn't a source of fear. It was a call to rest, a reminder of the body's need for recuperation. The peasants' understanding of their own physiology was surprisingly acute. They knew that sleep at the right time was a powerful weapon against the cold. They didn't need sophisticated medical knowledge to understand this fundamental truth. They learned it through generations of experience, passed down through stories and shared practices. The early bedtime wasn't simply a practical measure. It was also a time for reflection, a moment of quiet contemplation before the demands of the new day. It was a time for dreams, for escape from the harsh realities of their lives. In the quiet darkness, they could conjure images of warmer days, of sun-drenched fields and bountiful harvests. These dreams provided a much-needed respite, a source of hope and resilience that sustained them through the long, dark nights. And as the first rays of dawn finally pierced the darkness, the peasant would awaken, refreshed and ready to face the challenges of the new day. The early bedtime was not just about survival. It was about preparing for the future, about maintaining hope and strength in the face of adversity. The darkness was not a foe to be conquered, but a space for rest and rejuvenation, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human spirit. The early bedtime was a cornerstone of their winter survival strategy, a simple yet profoundly effective way to conserve energy and face the harsh realities of the medieval winter. The darkness, the cold, and even the relentless demands of survival were met not with fear, but with a calculated, quiet strength. The winter solstice, the longest night of the year, held a profound significance for medieval peasants. It wasn't merely the astronomical marker of the sun's lowest point. It was a potent symbol, a time of both profound darkness and the nascent promise of returning light. This pivotal moment in the yearly cycle wasn't met with fear, but with a blend of reverence, ritual, and communal celebration, a potent cocktail of hope and resilience against the harsh realities of their world. Imagine the scene. The sun, a feeble disk barely visible above the horizon, casts long, skeletal shadows across the snow-covered landscape. The air is still, heavy with the anticipation of the longest night. In the humble cottages and larger village halls, preparations are underway. Hearths are stoked high, casting a warm, inviting glow that contrasts sharply with the biting cold outside. The aroma of roasting meat and simmering stews fills the air, a comforting reminder of the bounty that had been carefully preserved throughout the year. The solstice wasn't merely a time of survival. It was a time for community. The darkness, instead of fostering fear, became an opportunity for togetherness, for sharing stories and strengthening bonds. Families gathered, sharing the warmth of the fire and the simple pleasures of food and drink. Neighbors visited one another, offering words of comfort and support, reinforcing the vital network of social support that was crucial for their survival. In many villages, the solstice was marked by symbolic rituals, a blend of pagan traditions and nascent Christian observances. While details varied from region to region, the underlying themes remained consistent: a celebration of the sun's return, a reaffirmation of hope in the face of winter's harsh grip, and a communal bonding experience that strengthened the fabric of their society. Yule logs, large pieces of wood often decorated with evergreens, were burned in the hearth, symbolizing the enduring spirit of the community and the hope for a renewed cycle of life. The crackling flames provided not just warmth, but a visual representation of the sun's power, a reminder of its eventual return. The crackling and snapping of the wood became a rhythmic soundtrack to the celebrations, a hypnotic counterpoint to the quiet hush of the winter night. The evergreens themselves, symbols of enduring life amidst the winter's barrenness, held a special significance. Their presence in homes and villages served as a visual reminder that life persisted, even in the depths of winter's cold embrace. They were not simply decorations. They were potent symbols of hope and resilience, a reminder that even the longest night eventually gives way to the dawn. In some communities, special meals were prepared, often featuring foods that had been preserved throughout the year. These feasts weren't lavish affairs. They were simple gatherings, showcasing the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the people. The sharing of food served as a powerful symbol of community, a tangible representation of their interdependence and mutual support. The food, carefully prepared and shared amongst neighbors, strengthened social bonds and fostered a sense of unity that was vital for their survival. Stories, songs, and dances played a crucial role in the solstice celebrations. These weren't mere entertainments. They were vital components of cultural transmission, passing down knowledge, traditions, and values from one generation to the next. The stories often revolved around themes of perseverance, resilience, and the cyclical nature of life, providing comfort and hope in the face of winter's harsh realities. The songs and dances helped to maintain morale and build community spirit. The solstice celebrations were not just about survival. They were about community building, cultural preservation, and the reaffirmation of shared values. They provided a crucial psychological boost, a vital counterpoint to the physical challenges of winter. The rituals and celebrations served to strengthen social bonds, reinforce the sense of community, and maintain morale during the darkest time of year. They were a testament to the human spirit's ability to find hope and joy even in the face of adversity. The longest night held a special significance, marking not just the end of the year, but also the turning point towards renewed life. It was a time of reflection, a moment to appreciate the communal strength that had carried them through the challenges of the year. It was a time for hope, for looking forward to the promise of spring and the eventual return of warmth and light. The solstice celebrations were a symphony of shared experiences. The warmth of the hearth, the comforting aroma of food, the shared stories and laughter, the symbolic rituals, and the underlying hope for a brighter future. They were a powerful reminder of the human spirit's resilience, its ability to find meaning and hope even in the depths of winter's long night. The darkness was not a source of fear, but an opportunity for community, for reflection, and for the reaffirmation of the bonds that held their society together. The winter solstice was more than just a turning point in the astronomical year. It was a turning point in the hearts and minds of the medieval peasants, a moment of hope and resilience in the face of winter's relentless grip. It was a time when the darkness gave way, not to immediate light, but to the promise of light, the promise of spring, and the promise of survival. As the long winter nights descended, blanketing the medieval villages in an almost palpable darkness, the need for social interaction and entertainment became paramount. These weren't mere distractions. They were vital components of survival, bolstering spirits, strengthening community bonds, and helping to pass the long, dark hours. Storytelling, in its myriad forms, reigned supreme. Picture this: a dimly lit cottage, the fire casting dancing shadows on the walls. The air is thick with the scent of wood smoke and simmering stew. A family, huddled together for warmth, listens intently as an elder spins a yarn, their voices a low hum against the crackling fire. These weren't just stories for amusement. They were repositories of history, folklore, and practical knowledge, passed down through generations. Tales of bravery, cunning, and survival, woven into fantastical narratives, instilled hope and resilience in the listeners, a vital antidote to the harsh realities of their lives. The stories varied widely, reflecting the rich tapestry of medieval culture. There were epic sagas of legendary heroes, fantastical tales of mythical creatures, and cautionary fables that served as moral lessons. Some stories recounted historical events, preserving the memories of battles, famines, and plagues, shaping collective memory and ensuring that the past served as a guide for the future. Others were rooted in the everyday lives of the peasants, offering vicarious experiences and a sense of shared identity. The narratives weren't simply spoken, they were performed. Gestures, facial expressions, and changes in vocal tone brought the stories to life, enhancing their impact and emotional resonance. The storyteller's skill lay not just in their ability to recount a tale, but in their ability to transport their listeners to another world, offering them an escape from the bleak realities of their existence. These narratives provided not only entertainment, but also an invaluable sense of continuity and cultural transmission. Beyond storytelling, other forms of social interaction flourished during the long winter nights. Games, both simple and complex, provided amusement and fostered a sense of camaraderie. Board games, card games, and dice games offered mental stimulation and friendly competition. These weren't mere pastimes. They were opportunities for social bonding, sharpening minds, and building crucial relationships within the community. The laughter and friendly banter that accompanied these games served as a powerful antidote to the isolation and despair that the long winter could bring. Music also played a vital role in the lives of medieval peasants. Simple instruments, such as the flute, fiddle, and lute, provided melodic accompaniment to gatherings, creating a soothing atmosphere and fostering a sense of communal harmony. Songs, often passed down through generations, recounted stories, celebrated harvests, and expressed the joys and sorrows of everyday life. These musical interludes served as potent reminders of the shared experiences and cultural heritage that bound the community together. Singing often took the form of communal choruses, with entire families and neighbors joining in, their voices blending together in a tapestry of sound. These songs were not simply entertainment. They were a powerful expression of shared identity and cultural continuity. The act of singing together served to strengthen social bonds and foster a sense of unity, creating a powerful counterpoint to the isolation and hardship that could accompany the long winter nights. Beyond music and games, there were other forms of social interaction that helped to keep spirits up during the long, dark months. Repairing tools, crafting items, and engaging in other forms of handiwork provided a sense of purpose and accomplishment. These activities not only kept people occupied, but also contributed to the overall well-being of the community. The shared effort and collaborative spirit fostered a sense of unity and mutual support. The long winter nights weren't just a time of hardship. They were also a time for learning and personal growth. Adults shared their skills and knowledge with children, teaching them the crafts, trades, and traditions that would sustain them in the years to come. These informal lessons provided not only practical skills, but also a sense of continuity and cultural transmission, ensuring that the knowledge and traditions of the community were passed down through generations. The winter months also provided opportunities for introspection and reflection. As the days grew shorter and the nights longer, the rhythm of life slowed down. This respite from the relentless demands of farm labor allowed for moments of quiet contemplation, fostering a deeper understanding of oneself and one's place within the community. This period of introspection, interwoven with the social activities of the long winter nights, served to enrich the lives of the medieval peasants, creating a resilience that allowed them to endure the harsh conditions. In essence, the long winter nights in medieval villages weren't simply a time of hardship and survival. They were a time of communal bonding, cultural transmission, and shared experiences. The seemingly simple acts of storytelling, playing games, singing songs, and engaging in crafts were far more than mere pastimes. They were vital components of survival, fostering hope, bolstering spirits, and maintaining the social fabric of the community. These activities strengthened the bonds that held the community together, ensuring their resilience in the face of winter's relentless grip. The long, dark nights were not a time of despair, but a time of connection, creativity, and communal strength. They were a testament to the enduring human spirit's ability to find joy and meaning even in the harshest of circumstances. Imagine the chill of a medieval winter seeping into your bones, a constant companion in the dimly lit cottage. Even with a crackling fire, certain areas remain stubbornly cold. This is where the ingenuity of warming stones comes into play, a simple yet effective solution born from necessity and practical understanding of heat retention. These weren't just any stones. They were carefully selected for their properties. Smooth, dense stones, often river rocks, were favored for their ability to absorb and retain heat. Porous stones, while readily available, were less effective, releasing their warmth too quickly. The selection process, though seemingly mundane, reflected a deep understanding of the material world and its capacity to serve human needs. The choice of stone was a testament to the keen observation and practical knowledge of medieval peasants. The heating process was as straightforward as it was effective. Stones, chosen for their density and heat retention capabilities, were placed near the hearth, close to the crackling flames. The warmth of the fire, a constant presence in the medieval home, slowly but surely permeated the stones. Hours were spent this way, the stones gradually accumulating heat, their surfaces growing pleasantly warm to the touch. This wasn't a rapid process. It was a slow, deliberate absorption of heat, mirroring the measured pace of life in the medieval village. The positioning of the stones near the hearth was not accidental. It was a strategic placement, maximizing the transfer of heat from the fire to the stones. The intensity of the heat was carefully monitored, preventing the stones from cracking or shattering under the intense heat. This meticulous care reflected a deep understanding of the materials and the importance of preserving these valuable heat reservoirs. The process was a testament to the patient and observant nature of medieval life. Once sufficiently heated, the stones were carefully removed from the hearth. Using thick gloves or cloths, the peasants handled the stones, protecting their hands from the intense heat. The warmth radiating from the stones was palpable, a comforting sensation in the cold night air. This careful handling spoke volumes about their respect for the resource and their understanding of the potential for burns, highlighting their practical wisdom and careful approach to everyday tasks. The application of the warming stones was as versatile as it was effective. They were often placed within bed linen, tucked beneath blankets and sheets, creating localized pockets of warmth. The slow release of heat from the stones provided a gentle, comforting warmth throughout the night, improving sleep quality and combating the biting cold. This ingenious method helped conserve body heat and ensured a more restful sleep, a vital component of survival during the harsh winter months. Other applications included placing the stones in clothing, particularly in the areas of the body most susceptible to the cold, the feet, hands, and chest. This provided localized warmth, preventing hypothermia and ensuring that the body's core temperature remained stable. This proactive approach to maintaining body temperature reflected the practical wisdom and resourcefulness of the medieval peasant. For infants and young children, warming stones offered an essential safety measure. Placed carefully within their bedding, the stones provided a constant source of warmth, reducing the risk of hypothermia and ensuring their survival during the coldest nights. This careful consideration for the most vulnerable members of the community speaks to the strong sense of communal responsibility that characterized medieval life. The use of warming stones extended beyond the home. They were sometimes carried in bags or pouches, providing warmth during long journeys or while working outdoors in the frigid winter air. This mobile source of heat was a lifeline for those who had to brave the elements, extending their ability to work and travel even during the harshest winter conditions. The portability of the heated stones further showcased their versatility and importance in daily life. The warming stones were more than just a source of heat. They were a symbol of ingenuity, resourcefulness, and communal support. Their use reflected a deep understanding of the natural world and the ability to harness its resources for survival. They were a testament to the practical wisdom and adaptability of medieval peasants, highlighting their capacity to overcome adversity through simple yet effective solutions. The very act of carefully heating and placing these stones was a ritual, a quiet testament to the resilience and ingenuity of a people facing the relentless onslaught of winter. The stones, slowly releasing their warmth, became a symbol of hope and comfort in the face of the cold. Their presence offered a sense of security and well-being, representing the human ability to adapt, innovate, and find solutions even in the most challenging circumstances. The story of the warming stones is a story of human resilience, a testament to the enduring power of simple ingenuity, and a reminder of the intricate relationship between humans and their environment in the medieval world. The slow, gentle warmth radiating from these stones was a small comfort, a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of winter's cold embrace. It was a beacon of hope in the darkness, a symbol of resilience and adaptation amidst the challenges of medieval life. The simple act of warming stones, seemingly insignificant, reveals a profound understanding of heat, material, and the essential needs of survival. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the medieval sky in hues of fading amber and deep violet, the chill of the winter night begins to settle. Even within the humble confines of a thatched cottage, the cold seeps in, a constant, unwelcome presence. Yet, amidst the biting wind and the icy grip of winter, the medieval peasant possessed a simple, yet ingenious solution to combat the cold: foot warmers. These weren't the sleek, electric devices of modern times. Rather, they were rustic, handcrafted creations, born from necessity and a deep understanding of the natural world. Imagine the scene: a dimly lit cottage, the air thick with the scent of wood smoke and damp earth. A woman, her hands weathered by years of toil, carefully gathers materials for the night's foot warmers. The most common materials were readily available: straw, for its insulating properties, and ashes, for their heat-retaining capacity. Straw, gathered from the fields after the harvest, offered a soft, cushioning layer, trapping air and providing insulation against the cold. Ashes, the byproduct of the hearth fire, retained warmth remarkably well, acting as a reservoir of gentle heat. The selection of these materials wasn't arbitrary. It reflected a deep understanding of the natural world and its potential to alleviate the harshness of winter. The creation of these foot warmers was a simple, yet methodical process. The straw was carefully gathered, cleaned, and loosely packed into small pouches, often made from scraps of fabric or old clothing. These pouches, filled with the soft, insulating straw, were then placed in a larger container, perhaps a woven basket or a sturdy wooden box. The ashes, still warm from the hearth, were then carefully layered over the straw, their warmth slowly permeating the surrounding materials. The placement of the foot warmers was as crucial as their creation. They were strategically positioned within the bedding, nestled near the feet, providing a localized source of warmth throughout the night. The gentle heat radiating from the ashes and the insulating properties of the straw created a comforting warmth, preventing the chilling cold from penetrating the feet and seeping into the body's core. This wasn't just about comfort. It was about survival. The size and shape of the foot warmers varied, depending on the availability of materials and the preferences of the individual. Some were small, easily slipped into boots or tucked into bed linens, while others were larger, providing a wider area of warmth. The diversity of these creations highlighted the adaptive nature of medieval peasant life, where resourcefulness and ingenuity were essential for survival. The use of foot warmers was not limited to the home. They were also carried during long journeys or outdoor work, providing a much-needed source of warmth in the harsh winter conditions. These portable heat sources were a lifeline for those who had to brave the elements, ensuring that their feet remained warm and dry, preventing frostbite and hypothermia. The process of making and using foot warmers was a quiet testament to the resourcefulness and adaptability of the medieval peasant. It was a simple act, yet represented a profound understanding of the natural world and the ability to harness its resources for survival. The warmth provided by these humble creations was more than just physical. It was a symbol of hope and comfort in the face of winter's relentless cold. The gentle warmth radiating from the ashes and straw was a small comfort, a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of adversity. It was a beacon of hope in the darkness, a symbol of resilience and adaptation amidst the challenges of medieval life. The humble foot warmer, with its simple design and readily available materials, stands as a testament to the ingenuity and practicality of the medieval peasant. The careful placement of the foot warmer, nestled against the feet, was a ritual, a quiet act of self-care in the harsh realities of medieval winter. It was a moment of peace and comfort, a small victory against the relentless cold. The story of the foot warmer is a story of human resilience, a testament to the enduring power of simple ingenuity, and a reminder of the intricate relationship between humans and their environment in the medieval world. It's a reminder of how, even with limited resources, human ingenuity and community spirit could provide comfort and warmth during the harshest of winters. The gentle warmth, the quiet act of preparation, the simple comfort, all speak to the enduring human spirit in the face of the cold. The simple foot warmer, a testament to the resourcefulness and resilience of medieval life, offers a quiet comfort in the darkness, a symbol of hope amidst the winter's cold embrace. As twilight descends, casting long shadows across the rough-hewn timbers of a medieval peasant's cottage, darkness descends. But even in the deepest winter, when the sun barely graces the horizon, light and warmth were necessities, not luxuries. And for this, the medieval peasant relied on a simple yet ingenious invention, the animal fat lamp. Unlike the bright, consistent illumination of modern electric lights, the light of an animal fat lamp was soft, flickering, and intimate. Its glow cast dancing shadows on the rough-hewn walls, creating an atmosphere both cozy and slightly eerie. It wasn't just about providing illumination, it was about creating a hearth-like atmosphere, a sense of warmth and security in the face of the long, dark winter nights. The construction of these lamps was straightforward, reflecting the practicality and resourcefulness of the medieval peasant. A simple vessel, perhaps a hollowed-out stone, a repurposed clay pot, or even a carefully shaped piece of wood, served as the lamp's base. Into this container, animal fat, usually rendered from sheep, cattle, or pigs, was carefully poured. This fat, carefully collected and prepared, provided the fuel for the lamp's gentle flame. A wick, often fashioned from twisted fibers of flax or hemp, was then carefully inserted into the fat. This wick acted as a conduit, drawing the molten fat upwards, where it would meet the flame. The simple act of lighting the wick transformed the humble vessel into a source of both light and warmth, a lifeline in the cold, dark winter months. The light produced by these lamps was surprisingly effective, considering its simplicity. While it wasn't as bright as modern sources, it was sufficient for illuminating the immediate surroundings of the home, allowing for simple tasks like cooking, mending, or storytelling to continue after sunset. The flickering flame cast a warm, inviting glow, transforming the interior of the cottage into a haven against the harsh winter outside. But the animal fat lamp provided more than just light. It also offered a small degree of warmth. The burning fat released heat, gently warming the immediate area around the lamp. While it couldn't compete with the heat of a roaring fire, this supplemental warmth was significant, particularly in colder corners of the cottage or during particularly frigid nights. It was a small contribution to overall comfort and a crucial element in ensuring survival during the harshest winter months. However, the animal fat lamp had its limitations. The light it produced was dim and prone to flickering, casting dancing shadows that could make even familiar objects seem strange and unfamiliar. The flame itself was relatively small, providing only localized illumination, leaving parts of the cottage shrouded in darkness. The amount of light and warmth produced was also directly related to the amount of fat available, a resource which was often limited. The sustainability of the lamp depended directly on the family's access to animal fat, an element which fluctuated depending on the success of their livestock and the overall health of their animals. The smoke produced by the burning fat could be pungent and irritating, particularly in poorly ventilated spaces. This smoke, a byproduct of the combustion process, contributed to the characteristic aroma of medieval homes, a blend of wood smoke, animal fat, and damp earth. While the scent may be considered unpleasant by modern standards, it was a familiar and often comforting odor for medieval peasants. It was a scent associated with home, warmth, and the struggle for survival. The use of animal fat lamps also presented safety concerns. The open flame posed a risk of fire, particularly in homes made of flammable materials such as wooden thatch. The molten fat itself was a hazard, posing a risk of burns if accidentally spilled. The lamps required careful handling and constant monitoring, adding another layer of responsibility to the already demanding lives of medieval peasants. Despite these limitations, the animal fat lamp remained a vital source of both light and heat for medieval peasants throughout the long, dark winter months. Its simplicity, accessibility, and effectiveness made it a cornerstone of their survival strategies. The soft, flickering light and gentle warmth it provided offered a small measure of comfort and hope, symbolizing the enduring human spirit and the ingenuity born from necessity. The image of the flickering flame, casting dancing shadows on the rough-hewn walls, becomes a potent symbol of resilience and survival in the harsh realities of a medieval winter. The animal fat lamp, in its humble simplicity, serves as a reminder of the resourcefulness and determination of the medieval peasant, illuminating not just their homes, but also their remarkable capacity for adaptation and survival. Picture this: a drafty medieval cottage, its walls woven from wattle and daub, its roof thatched with reeds. The wind whispers through countless gaps, finding its way into every nook and cranny. Imagine the chill seeping into your bones, a constant companion throughout the long, dark winter. This wasn't just an inconvenience. It was a significant challenge to survival. Drafts and cold spots were ever-present realities in medieval homes, demanding ingenuity and resourcefulness from their inhabitants. The very construction of these homes contributed to their vulnerability to the elements. While ingenious in their design, utilizing readily available materials like wood, straw, mud, and thatch, they lacked the airtight seals and insulation of modern buildings. Gaps between timbers, cracks in the walls, and poorly fitted windows and doors allowed the cold winter air to penetrate easily, creating persistent drafts that swept through the dwelling. These drafts weren't just uncomfortable. They were a significant threat to health, particularly for the vulnerable, the elderly, and the very young. These weren't evenly distributed, either. Cold spots, often concentrated in corners or near poorly insulated walls, created areas of intense chill within the home. These frigid pockets were particularly problematic, offering little respite from the penetrating cold. Sleeping near one of these cold spots could mean a night of shivering discomfort and potentially a serious risk to one's health. The uneven distribution of heat within the home meant that even with a roaring fire in the hearth, some areas remained dangerously cold. The medieval peasant, however, was not one to be defeated by such challenges. They developed a range of ingenious strategies to mitigate the effects of drafts and cold spots. Their solutions were often simple, yet remarkably effective, born from necessity and a deep understanding of their environment. One common strategy involved the strategic placement of furniture. Beds, for instance, were often positioned away from drafty walls or cold corners, maximizing proximity to the warmth radiating from a hearth. Chests and other large pieces of furniture were sometimes used to block drafts emanating from gaps in the walls or around poorly fitted windows. This wasn't just about comfort. It was about conserving body heat and reducing the risk of hypothermia. Thick, heavy tapestries or blankets were also employed to block drafts and create warmer microclimates within the home. These textiles, often woven from wool or other warm materials, were hung over windows and doors, effectively creating a barrier against the penetrating cold. They also helped to absorb some of the chill radiating from the cold stone walls, acting as a rudimentary form of insulation. The beauty of this strategy lay in its simplicity and adaptability, using readily available materials to create a warmer, more comfortable environment. The use of readily available materials extended beyond textiles. Bundles of straw, reeds, or even dried leaves were often stuffed into gaps and crevices in the walls, acting as a primitive form of insulation. This simple act could make a noticeable difference in reducing drafts and improving the overall temperature of the home. It was a testament to the peasants' resourcefulness, their ability to transform everyday materials into effective solutions for survival. Another ingenious strategy involved the creation of temporary partitions or screens within a home. These were often made from readily available materials, such as wooden panels or woven textiles, and were used to divide the living space into smaller, more manageable areas. This allowed for the concentration of heat in specific zones, creating warmer microclimates within the larger, colder space. It was a practical approach to thermal management, maximizing the limited heat available. Moreover, the placement of the hearth itself was carefully considered. It was often located in the center of the home or against a particularly thick or well-insulated wall to maximize the distribution of heat. The design of the chimney also played a vital role in regulating the flow of heat and smoke, reducing drafts and improving efficiency. These weren't random placements. They were carefully considered decisions based on practical knowledge and experience. In addition to these structural and material solutions, medieval peasants also relied on behavioral adaptations to cope with drafts and cold spots. They often clustered together for warmth, sharing body heat in a communal effort to survive the cold. This simple act of physical proximity provided a significant boost in warmth, particularly during the coldest nights. It was a powerful demonstration of community support and resilience. The challenges posed by drafts and cold spots in medieval homes were substantial. Yet, the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the medieval peasants shone through in their ability to adapt and mitigate these challenges. Their solutions, though simple, were remarkably effective, offering a testament to their understanding of their environment and their unwavering commitment to survival. The strategies they employed were not just about comfort. They were about life and death, about the struggle to survive the harsh realities of a medieval winter. The image of a family huddled together for warmth, their efforts supplemented by carefully placed furniture, thick textiles, and resourceful use of natural materials, paints a picture of resilience and community spirit, a powerful testament to the human spirit's capacity to adapt and overcome adversity. Imagine the flickering light of a fire, the only source of warmth and illumination in a small, dimly lit cottage. The air, thick with smoke, hangs heavy in the atmosphere, a constant, pervasive presence. This wasn't just a smoky atmosphere. It was a significant health hazard, a silent threat lurking in the very heart of the medieval peasant home. The dangers of smoke inhalation, often overlooked in romanticized depictions of medieval life, were a stark and ever-present reality. The hearths, the central source of warmth and cooking in medieval homes, were often simple, open-fire constructions. Lacking the sophisticated chimney systems of modern times, they released a significant amount of smoke directly into the living space. This smoke, a complex mixture of particulate matter, gases, and volatile organic compounds, permeated every aspect of daily life. It wasn't merely an unpleasant odor. It was a constant assault on the respiratory system, a silent threat to health and well-being. The smoke itself was a cocktail of irritants. Fine particles, invisible to the naked eye, penetrated deep into the lungs, causing inflammation and irritation. These particles, often laden with soot and other combustion byproducts, could trigger coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. For those with pre-existing respiratory conditions, the effects could be far more severe, potentially leading to life-threatening complications. The gases released during combustion were equally harmful. Carbon monoxide, a colorless, odorless gas, was a particularly insidious threat. It bound to hemoglobin in the blood, preventing the transport of oxygen to the body's tissues. Exposure to high levels of carbon monoxide could lead to headaches, dizziness, nausea, and even death. The lack of awareness of these dangers, coupled with the limited understanding of respiratory illnesses, meant that the consequences of smoke inhalation were often underestimated. The constant exposure to smoke and its irritants had a cumulative effect on the respiratory system. Over time, it could lead to chronic respiratory diseases such as bronchitis and emphysema. These conditions, characterized by persistent coughing, shortness of breath, and decreased lung function, significantly impacted quality of life and could lead to premature death. The prevalence of these conditions in medieval populations is a grim testament to the pervasive nature of smoke inhalation. Furthermore, the smoke often contained harmful chemical compounds. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, for example, are known carcinogens, increasing the risk of lung cancer. The long-term exposure to these compounds, coupled with the overall poor air quality, significantly elevated the risk of developing various cancers. These risks were compounded by the limited access to medical care and a lack of understanding of the long-term health consequences of smoke inhalation. Children were particularly vulnerable to the effects of smoke inhalation. Their smaller airways were more susceptible to irritation and inflammation, making them more prone to respiratory infections and other complications. The constant exposure to smoke could impair their lung development, leading to long-term respiratory problems. The high mortality rate among infants and young children in the medieval period was partly attributable to the health risks associated with indoor air pollution. The effects of smoke inhalation weren't limited to the respiratory system. The irritants in the smoke could also affect the eyes, causing irritation, inflammation, and even vision problems. The constant exposure to smoke could also contribute to skin problems, exacerbating existing conditions or triggering new ones. The overall impact on health was significant, undermining the well-being of individuals and communities. The lack of effective ventilation in medieval homes further exacerbated the dangers of smoke inhalation. The simple construction of these dwellings, often with minimal or no chimneys, meant that smoke often lingered in the living space for extended periods. This prolonged exposure increased the risk of respiratory problems, exacerbating the effects of smoke inhalation. The lack of fresh air circulation contributed to the overall poor air quality, increasing the overall health risks. However, medieval peasants were not entirely passive in the face of these dangers. They employed various strategies to mitigate the effects of smoke inhalation. The strategic placement of the hearth, often near a wall or in a corner, attempted to channel smoke towards a chimney, albeit a rudimentary one. The use of dampened materials in the fire, while potentially reducing the intensity of the flames, also minimized smoke production to some extent. These strategies, though limited, reflected their awareness of the dangers and their attempts to mitigate them. Despite these efforts, the dangers of smoke inhalation remained a significant threat to health and well-being. It was a silent killer, a constant companion in the lives of medieval peasants. The high prevalence of respiratory illnesses and cancers in medieval populations stands as a stark reminder of the harsh realities of life in those times. The absence of effective ventilation and the lack of understanding of the health risks compounded the problem, leaving medieval peasants vulnerable to the pervasive effects of smoke inhalation. Their resilience in the face of this daily threat underscores the remarkable strength and adaptability of the human spirit. The smoky atmosphere of their homes, a constant presence, serves as a powerful reminder of the challenges and dangers they faced in their daily lives. It's a quiet testament to their survival, a narrative woven into the very fabric of their existence. As the days grew shorter and the first snowflakes began to fall, a palpable sense of scarcity settled over the medieval peasant village. Winter, a season of breathtaking beauty, also brought with it a stark reality: the relentless pressure of limited resources. The abundance of summer, with its bountiful harvests and verdant fields, was a distant memory, replaced by the gnawing anxiety of dwindling supplies. Fuel, food, and building materials, the very essentials of survival, became precious commodities, carefully measured and meticulously conserved. The most immediate concern was fuel. Wood, the primary source of heat and cooking fuel, was not limitless. The forests, though vast, were carefully managed, and indiscriminate felling could have dire consequences. Peasants meticulously gathered firewood throughout the year, storing it in carefully constructed stacks, shielded from the elements. These stacks, often located near the home, represented not merely fuel, but a tangible symbol of security against the harsh winter months. The availability of wood varied from region to region, influenced by geographical factors and forest management practices. In some areas, peat, a partially decomposed plant material, served as a supplementary fuel source. Peat, though less efficient than wood, provided a vital source of warmth and could be harvested from bogs and marshes. Its smoky combustion, however, added to the already pervasive indoor air pollution, highlighting the constant trade-offs inherent in medieval life. Beyond firewood, animal dung also served as a fuel source, albeit a less desirable one. Dried dung, carefully collected and stored, was used to supplement wood supplies, especially in regions where wood was scarce. Its use, however, was often limited by its pungent smell and the potential health risks associated with inhaling its smoke. The necessity of using such resources underscores the constant struggle for survival, the constant compromise between necessity and convenience. Food, too, was a precious commodity in the winter months. The summer harvest, carefully preserved through salting, drying, and fermentation, provided the foundation of the winter diet. However, even the most meticulous preservation techniques could not entirely prevent spoilage. The threat of starvation loomed large, particularly in harsh winters when the stored food supplies dwindled. The winter diet consisted largely of grains, root vegetables, and preserved meats. Bread, a staple food, was often coarse and lacking in refinement. Root vegetables, such as turnips and carrots, provided essential vitamins and minerals, their earthy flavors a comforting reminder of the earth's bounty. Preserved meats, such as salted pork and bacon, were a valuable source of protein, though their saltiness could be taxing on the system. The lack of variety in the winter diet led to nutritional deficiencies, increasing the vulnerability to diseases. Scurvy, caused by a lack of vitamin C, was a common affliction, its symptoms ranging from fatigue and weakness to severe bleeding and death. The limited access to fresh fruits and vegetables during winter made preventing scurvy a significant challenge. The constant battle against hunger and nutritional deficiency is a silent narrative in the story of medieval peasant survival. Building materials, too, were limited. The construction of homes and other structures relied on readily available materials, such as wood, thatch, clay, and stone. The availability of these materials varied, depending on the region and the proximity to forests and quarries. The construction of homes was a communal effort, reflecting the interdependence and cooperation necessary for survival. The repair and maintenance of homes during winter were crucial for survival. The harsh weather conditions could cause significant damage to roofs and walls, increasing the risk of exposure to the elements. Peasants constantly monitored their homes, making necessary repairs to ensure protection from the cold winds and snow. The constant need for vigilance and maintenance reflects the precarious nature of their existence. The scarcity of resources also extended to clothing and other essential items. Wool, the primary material for clothing, was carefully managed and reused. Clothing was often layered to provide insulation against the cold, with repairs and patching being commonplace. The care and preservation of clothing were integral to survival, reflecting the value placed on even the most humble garments. The challenges posed by limited resources were not merely material. They also had profound social and psychological implications. The constant struggle for survival created a sense of anxiety and uncertainty. The distribution of resources often reflected the existing social hierarchy, with the most vulnerable members of society facing the greatest hardships. The challenges of winter underscored the inequalities inherent in medieval society, highlighting the vulnerabilities of those with limited access to resources. The constant struggle for survival fostered a deep sense of community and interdependence. Peasants relied on each other for support and assistance, sharing resources and labor when necessary. The harsh winter conditions strengthened social bonds and reinforced the importance of communal support. The sharing of resources and the collective effort to overcome adversity were crucial to survival. In conclusion, the limited resources of the medieval winter represented not merely a physical challenge, but a multifaceted test of resilience, resourcefulness, and community spirit. The careful management of fuel, food, and building materials, coupled with the strong social bonds and collaborative efforts of the community, allowed medieval peasants to navigate the harsh realities of winter and ensure their survival. The story of their winter survival is a poignant testament to human adaptability and the enduring power of community. It's a quiet narrative etched in the very fabric of their lives, a tale whispered on the wind and echoed in the crackling fire of their humble hearths. As the last embers of the winter fire fade, and the first tentative rays of spring sunlight touch the frosted earth, we can reflect on the remarkable resilience of medieval peasants. Their survival through the brutal winter months was not a matter of luck, but a testament to their ingenuity, resourcefulness, and the profound strength of their communities. Their strategies, born out of necessity and honed over generations, offer a fascinating glimpse into a world vastly different from our own. The very architecture of their homes speaks volumes about their understanding of thermal efficiency. Thatched roofs, thick mud walls, and strategically placed hearths were not merely construction choices, but carefully considered elements designed to maximize warmth and minimize heat loss. The ingenious use of readily available materials, straw, mud, wood, and stone, transformed humble dwellings into sanctuaries against the relentless cold. The placement of hearths, though often a source of smoky air, was nonetheless a testament to their understanding of airflow and heat distribution within the limited space. Beyond the physical structure of their homes, their survival strategies extended to the realm of community and cooperation. The sharing of resources, food, fuel, and labor was not merely a matter of kindness, but a necessity for survival. The collective effort to gather firewood, harvest crops, and repair homes underscored the deep interdependence that bound the community together. Shared spaces, such as communal kitchens and sleeping areas, provided warmth and fostered a sense of togetherness, particularly during the harshest winter months. Their ingenuity extended beyond the practical to the innovative. The integration of livestock into their homes provided not only a source of food and materials, but also a vital source of warmth. Animals, huddled together in the shared space, radiated body heat, contributing to the overall temperature of the dwelling. This ingenious approach transformed domestic animals from mere resources into active participants in the survival strategy, highlighting the remarkable adaptability of medieval peasants. The use of herbal remedies and knowledge of traditional medicine played a crucial role in mitigating the health risks associated with winter. While modern medicine offers advanced treatments and preventative measures, medieval peasants relied on their accumulated knowledge of natural remedies to address ailments such as frostbite, hypothermia, and common illnesses. Their understanding of medicinal herbs and their application in treating these common winter ailments represents a sophisticated form of natural health care, born out of generations of experience and observation. This intuitive approach, often passed down through oral tradition, provided a crucial layer of support in the absence of formal medical facilities. Moreover, their understanding of thermal regulation extended beyond their homes. The use of layered clothing, often made from wool and fur, provided essential insulation against the biting winds and snow. Foot warmers, filled with heated stones or embers, provided localized warmth, protecting against frostbite and promoting comfort during long hours of work or rest. These simple yet effective strategies demonstrate a deep understanding of the principles of thermal regulation and their importance in mitigating the risks associated with prolonged exposure to freezing temperatures. The medieval peasants' winter survival strategy wasn't simply a collection of isolated techniques. It was a holistic approach that integrated building design, community cooperation, resource management, and traditional medicine. The constant struggle against the elements fostered a deep-seated resilience, an unwavering determination to overcome adversity. Their story is not just a historical account. It's a testament to the human capacity to adapt, innovate, and endure in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. In the hushed stillness of a winter's night, as the snow falls gently outside, let us remember the ingenuity and resilience of these medieval peasants. Their story reminds us of the importance of community, resourcefulness, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Their struggle against the harsh winter serves as a powerful reminder of the profound interconnectedness of human survival and the importance of adapting to the challenges that nature presents. It is a tale of survival, yes, but also of hope, cooperation, and the unwavering determination of a people who, against all odds, found a way to thrive, not merely survive, in the face of the most brutal winters. Their story continues to resonate, a timeless echo in the quiet moments of our own lives.